Hi, I just wanted to share my highlights from the March 15th Death Café Quinte. And I'm just going to be super clear. These are my take homes. They are not the opinions or what's been shared by others. These were just what kind of stuck in my mind. Yeah. So we met online and we had a large group. It was great. There were some new people, returning people, great conversation. So the first thing that came up, and I'm going to just hammer this home because it comes up in almost every Death Cafe, is the importance of communication. Communication to your loved ones, both verbally and written and documented with respect to your wishes. So that is a will, a living will, powers of attorney. If you want things to go in a certain way, when you are capable to have those conversations with your loved ones so everyone can get on the same page, we have learned from shared experience how important that is. Now, I'm just going to say each country, each province, each state may have different legislation as to what happens to your estate or what happens when you're in a place where you can't make medical decisions for yourself. So please do your research for where you live. And if you have any questions about Ontario, you're welcome to send me a message and I can provide what I can. Okay? So the next thing, we had a bunch of really great questions that came up and it prompted some interesting discussion. So one of the questions that I thought was so great was, do you tell people that you're attending a Death Cafe? So on the day you're attending, if someone asks you, what are you doing this afternoon? Do you actually say, I'm attending a Death Cafe? Or do you keep that to yourself? Is there shame? Is there Death Cafe shame? And what does that mean? What does that mean in our culture? What does that mean in our society if we feel we cannot openly share that we would be attending an event like this? So that was a really interesting conversation. The other thing that came up was just like the curiosity around, why are these events attended mostly by women? I don't know, right? We do have men that join. And again, everyone is welcome to join the Death Café Quinte. But yeah, it is a curious question and it brings up some of those, thoughts and ideas around how do we process information? How do we process life? And, do we keep things internal or do we like to have conversation and discussion around it to get our heads on straight and figure out what we want to do with ourselves? So yeah, that was really interesting. And another thing that came up, the question of how do you personify death? Do you see it as a male figure or female figure? And I'll be honest, I've never thought about this in a million years. So I guess I haven't been around a million years, but you know what I mean? Like I had never even thought that death would have a gender or a gender identity. So that discussion really prompted up some interesting concepts. So there are some things for you to think about. If any of this conversation or these topics sound interesting to you, the next Death Café Quinte is April 19th in person at the Belleville Public Library, and that's on Pinnacle Street. So if you want to be added to the notifications for the event, just DM me your name and email, and I'll add you to the email list. Okay, so that's April 19th in person at the Belleville Public Library. Okay, take care.